And welcome back. Let's take a look at those newspapers now and what's making headlines this morning. And we start with The Citizen. Now, their lead story, Gwede heads back, and that, of course, the ANC chairperson, after those claims that were made during the State Capture Commission of Inquiry, being implicated there by some workers from Bosasa, and he's obviously come out denying some of the claims that had been made there. And then EFF aboard on solutions, and we'll be speaking to
I think it's short on solutions.
EFF short on solutions.
It's always a test to have a better eyesight here.
So we'll actually be speaking to Professor Liziba Tifo about this, because he attended the EFF manifesto launch. And if you watched it as well, if you've read it, let us know what your thoughts are. Where do you think the shortcomings may be? I saw an interesting discussion on social media between two analysts, Karima Brown and Lukona Nguni, about this particular launch. So I thought that was quite interesting, how differently they saw it. And then Cyril must bite the bullet. And this, of course, President Cyril Ramaphosa, not quite sure what the story there is about. Can't look at it. I tried to look it up, but couldn't get that front page either. So that's what's
I've got a feeling
headlines.
That's the letter written by
the
those
5
respective countries.
countries.
I think that's what it's all about, and he needs to respond to it. Okay, let's go to the Sowetan now. There's that Lauren Hill picture. In fact, I opened the article that the Sowetan are writing, and it was just saying, performing favourite hits like Doo-Wop, That Thing, and X Factor. She proved to why she defined an entire generation, and people just absolutely loved her. By the time she was done, just before midnight, she gave presumably her stage manager, referring to her as Rebecca, quite a headache, as she refused to get off the stage. She kept on saying, hold on, let's just do one more, let's do one more. So apparently it was fantastic. I'm so glad she showed up and performed the way people were hoping she would. There is of course, Shepherd Bushiri, still the big story that will continuously dominate. Prayers for a prophet. They are jealous of Papa. Sisulu meets envoys over graft demands. Well, there are those graft demands once again. Now, we've got Fikile Mbalula coming into the studio a little bit later on this morning. I think it's in the second hour. We'll also ask him about what's happening here. International Relations Minister Lindiwe Sisulu is set to meet 5 ambassadors from Western countries over the concerns they raised about corruption in a memorandum to President Cyril Ramaphosa. Pressure is mounting on Ramaphosa locally and now internationally to ensure that action is taken against those implicated. So the US, UK, Germany, the Netherlands, Switzerland, all warning Ramaphosa's investment drive would fail should allegations of corruption not be followed by concrete action. Big threats coming from those nations. And then finally, well, Cool Andile wins it for SA. That's our Proteas there. And outnumbered cops had no chance. Murderers escape. Blamed on the shortage of guarding personnel at the Joburg High Court. That event happening on Friday.
And looking at the Star, PIC exodus clears way for probe, and this, of course, after the board of the Public Investment Corporation resigned. Also a picture of Prophet Shepherd Bushiri, that story carried by several of the papers. Parties around on BLF after comments, and these, of course, the comments relating to that tragedy that unfolded at Worthswell Driehoek in Vanderbijl Park. And you know, I think there's something about our humanity that is called into question here. When a tragedy of this nature unfolds, surely you look at it from a humane perspective.
Yeah, one would
there is no other perspective on this, one would think, but evidently there is. Very sad. So those are some of the stories making headlines on the front page of the Star, and Steve Mabona from the Gauteng Department of Education. We'll speak to him a little later on, just after 7, about latest developments with regard to that story.
All right, okay. Front page, just quickly, finally, the front page of the Business Day now this morning, leading with Mboweni, takes a step to appoint new PIC board, something that is not unexpected. All 9 non-executive directors resigned on Friday following numerous allegations of corruption. So we'll see what happens there. There is clearly a concerted effort to discredit the board of directors to the extent that they cannot be any credibility to the work that is executed in fulfilling its fiduciary responsibilities. Okay, so that's some quotes that have been coming out about that board. EFF vote on Land Central to changing constitution. Okay, that's a call from their manifesto. Ramaphosa and Mantashe out to woo mining in Durban. Oh, we can't forget about the mining in Durban. Actually, we need to talk about that. It's happening this week as an indication of the seriousness with which President Ramaphosa is taking the hunt for investment. He will be the first sitting SA president to address the mining in Durban in Cape Town. This will be delivered on Tuesday afternoon by our president. So that'll be a very interesting one. So there you go. Those are your front pages.
Busy Cape Town, mining in Durban, and then of course we have the State of the Nation as well taking place. Yes. Yeah. So very busy in Cape Town this week. All right, that's it for newspapers. Let's cross over to the Weather Centre. Spoo with the latest update.